Okay, hello TikTok Live. If you have been waiting for this moment, so have I. It's finally time to, okay, looks like you're notifying my viewers that I'm going live. Okay, awesome. If you have been waiting for this to do the back pain and pregnancy free moment, we are finally here. I have 15 minutes to talk to you to help you. I am totally open to your questions. I'm going to go through the 5 points of how to help your back pain first. And then I will probably try to scroll through the questions and take questions after that. Y'all, this is my very first time going live on TikTok. Oh, thank you. My very first time going live on TikTok. So, bear with me if I don't quite get it right today. Tomorrow and the next 3 days will be better. This is a 5-day challenge. And today is back pain. Tomorrow is sleep. The 3rd day is cramping and swelling. The 4th day is getting your baby in the best position for birth. And then the 5th day is going to be, I think, open questions and answers, because y'all have shown me that you know more about what you need than I do. So I'm going to keep working on that. My name is Kayti Buehler. I am a licensed midwife, a home birth midwife in San Diego, California. And that's what qualifies me to be able to talk about this stuff. I deal with this every day, all year round for 9 years, plus the years it took me to train. I was a doula for 5 years before that. So I've been doing birth work for 15 years. And these are all my tips and tricks that I've been learning for 15 years. I really am so excited to share with you. My goal as a midwife, what I love the most, is that folks who come and work with me feel like they're getting reflected back their own power. So pregnant families who come with me often feel like, oh yeah, like she sees me, she gets me, and they feel more strong in who they are. So that's what I'm in it for you. And let's get started. I'm just going to close the window because, of course, today's the day they're doing yard work. Okay, so for those of you who just joined us, this is Kayti Buehler, and I'm going to be doing back pain and pregnancy. This is a 5-day challenge, which means you show up ideally every day and you commit to yourself to try the things that we're going to be doing together to see if they actually work. And the reason that we're doing them is because they work. Your back is going to feel better, my friends. So right now there are 5 of us plus me in this live TikTok, and we'll get going. So the first tip, I know it might seem obvious to you. All right. Thank you. Is it Daja? All 5 days. Awesome. The first tip is a belly lift belt. So why would that be important, right? You have a big pregnant belly. Everything in your back is working super hard to keep that belly upright, right? Everything in your back, your sacrum and all your ligaments are like trying to hold this way. They're trying to pull this way to keep your belly this way. So what helps that stuff to relax and not have to work as hard is a pregnancy support belt. Obviously, I should have brought one today. Note for next time. So you might want one. In fact, I would suggest that you do get one that it sits on the bottom of your belly. You use Velcro to tighten it up, and it really can lift your belly up and essentially up and in. Is anybody on this live having not their first baby? Is anybody having their second, third, fourth, fifth baby? Okay, let me know if you are. If you're having a subsequent baby, this gets even more important, because the ligaments, all the parts that are holding your baby up and in, they start to get a little softer over time. They start to get a little bit more worn. And so the chances are that your belly's going to shift this way. If your belly button is pointing towards the ground, then you don't have enough support. You want a belly support belt, a pregnancy support belt that pulls your belly up and in until your belly button is basically pointing that way. That is one way to take all that pressure off your back. And also, in terms of positioning your baby for the birth, you want that position, not that position for the baby, because you can imagine, right? Let me grab my baby doll. Because if your baby is hanging out here, It's just not going to put the same kind of pressure into your pelvis and your cervix that you would want. So you want your baby, instead of being out here, you want them to be this way. And the pregnancy support belt, not only does it help your back, it also brings your baby up and in, which helps with baby positioning, which helps with going into labor on time, especially if you've already had babies. Hello, welcome to everybody who's just joined us. Great, Stephanie having your second baby, perfect. So glad you're here. Okay, so so far, if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. We're talking about using a belly support belt to bring your belly up and in, and that's going to take the pressure off of your sacrum, off of your lower back. Did y'all like that I wore like these nice tight pants today so you could see? Okay. All right. Okay, so pregnancy support belt. You know the thing about it, y'all? Okay, remember I said this was a 5-day challenge. Why is it a challenge? Because if you don't do it, it's not going to help, right? If you don't do it, it's not going to help. So you have to actually try this. Sorry, you have to actually try this and get, yes, a pregnancy support belt to tuck your baby up and in, take the pressure off your back. The clients of mine who don't wear the support belt, the reason they don't wear it is because they say it's uncomfortable, right? It is. It can be uncomfortable to wear the belt, but it will help your back so much. And then you could also, what some people do. I'm not a representative for Amazon. You can start using the belt. I mean, really, as soon as your back starts hurting. So if that's 18 weeks, start at 18 weeks. You can use it anytime. Thanks for the likes. It's nice to know there's real people out there. So where was I? Y'all remember where I was? Okay, so you're going to bring your baby up and in. Oh, you have to wear the belt. So what some people have done is they have, thanks you guys, they have bought a belt off of Amazon. They couldn't wear it. It was too uncomfortable. They returned it. They tried another belt. And so my clients over time, they've said, yeah, not an Amazon rep. My clients over time have said, oh, Kayti, which belt do you recommend the most? And so then I start recommending belt A, and then 3 clients try it and they're like, I didn't like belt A, so I returned it, and then I got belt B, C, and D, and each of them liked a different belt. So the truth is, I don't know which one you're going to like the best. I recommend you just buy one, try it. If you don't like it, return it. But you really want to spend, you're welcome. You're so welcome. This is so exciting. If you didn't hear me introduce myself at the beginning, this is my first time doing this, and it's so cool to be going live with y'all. Yeah, so wear your belt. That's the challenge. The 5-day challenge is do the things I'm suggesting. That's what makes it a challenge. Okay? All right, moving right along because I want y'all to stay engaged and enjoy. Yeah, you're so welcome. Okay, so we talked about a belly lift belt. That's going to take the pressure out this way. A lot of you are also going to be having hip pain, right? If you watched my other video on TikTok, then you know that this is also a technique. So you take a long scarf, right? You take a long scarf, maybe you fold it in 3. You also can use a different kind of Velcro belt for this. I really like one. I'll put it in the notes maybe. It's called a Serola belt, Serola, Serola, also called a sacroiliac belt. And so it's very big in Japan. It goes around like this, right? It goes kind of like right here where your hip, this is my hip bone, right? Here's my sacrum. And so then you just kind of tie it right around there. You can tie it. It's even nicer if you can get a partner to do it for you, right? Because it's so nice to get TLC when you're pregnant, and damn, do you deserve it, right? Right? I don't see everyone carrying the weight of the world in their belly. No, you are. You deserve the support. Even if you have to tell your partner that, it's worth it, right? Okay, so yeah, you can start using the belly support belt as early as you want, as early as your back pain starts. I had a client last year who started using the back pain belt because she'd had so much pain in previous pregnancy. She started using it at 12 weeks. It didn't help because she just wasn't big enough yet. But starting, 16, 18, 20 weeks, it was starting to help her pain. Yeah, you're so welcome. Okay, so we're tying it, and you don't want this to be quite so thin. You want this to be nice and wide for you so that it really gives you the support that you need. right? Because what you're doing is you're pulling these hips together. You're creating more stability in them by pulling them together. Can you all tell, like, I'm so excited? Like, I kind of have a lot of extra energy right now. Okay, so you're pulling them really nicely together, and then you're going to have you or your partner tie it off. I mean, obviously you can do it for yourself, and it helps to have a partner do it. And then obviously you're just gonna get it adjusted for yourself, like to where it feels right for you. And if you do this, again, the challenge is to keep trying. If you do this several times, you'll start to be like, okay, I know how it works, and it'll be faster and faster for you. So guess what? My client, Elise, just showed up. And maybe, Elise, can we demonstrate on you?
Sure.
All right. Elise, how many weeks along are you now?
17.
17. Okay, great.
Like the back support?
This is, we're going to do a hip belt on you.
Oh, okay.
We have 15 minutes. So if you're just joining us, let's see, we have 8 people with us now. If you're just joining us, my name is Kayti Buehler. I am a licensed midwife, a home birth midwife in San Diego, California. And part of why I'm doing this is because I'm promoting my course. Ta-da! My first ever course that I'm doing for pregnant people, trying to answer all the questions that my pregnant clients come to me with. And even though they're like super educated home birth clients getting tons of support, they still don't know the answers to these things. So those are the things that I've created a course around. And I'm super excited for anybody who decides to join us. Okay, okay, good. So somebody said they started using, is that Real Sigh? Is that a hip belt or a belly belt that you're using? Okay, let us know. All right, come on in, Elise. Y'all, Elise?
Hi.
Elise? TikTok world.
Hi, TikTok.
Okay.
You want me sideways or forward?
Yeah, maybe sideways for now so that they can really see what we're doing. Maybe we'll have you go back and forth. So, so Elise, we're going to call this basically you're almost to your trochanters. So turn just a little bit. So your trochanters, my friends, are this part where we ladies or we feminine bodied people have like a little part that comes out right here. It's like that side of our hip. Sorry, Elise, like this. It's hard to show you on the camera. We're going to do it just the hawk. She's great. She's funny. Just above that. And we're going to try to tie this so that basically, like we said before, Elise's hips are really snugly in there. And for you, your belly's kind of like almost a little low for this for you. Does that feel safe and comfortable?
It feels comfortable. Maybe I should have peed a little bit beforehand, but I'm good. I'm okay.
You can handle it for like 3 minutes while we demonstrate?
Good. It feels good on my hips.
It feels good. See?
Yeah,
it feels good on our hips. That's why we do it. Okay, got it. Belly belt. Thank you for the comment. All right. So we're coming around. We're coming around. I feel like it could be a little tighter on her hips, so I'm going to adjust a little bit more. Take a little bit more slack this way. Okay, how's that feel?
Good.
Good. So it's that simple, y'all. Like, these tips and tricks for the next 5 days, they're not complicated.
I feel like in my lower back, too.
You mean it helps your lower back?
Yeah, definitely. Like, there's relief there.
Awesome. So then I'm going to try to give a little bit more tension into her lower back with this this cloth so that I make, like, because I really want her to get something out of this, right? But again, like, the hardest part of the first times that you do any new habit is repeating it. So it can, does that feel good?
Yeah, it's good.
I mean, and in this case, like, we could even, if she wanted to, well, this isn't really tight enough. I was going to say we could pull this up to support her belly a little bit.
You could probably tuck it down.
If you want, you could wear it on the inside of your clothes. You could wear it on the outside of your clothes. If you had one that was like super stylish like this, of course, you could wear it on the outside. But if you're, if it's a ugly Velcro one, you might just wear it on the inside. Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Feel comfortable?
Yeah.
Okay, you can keep that, Elise.
Thank you.
Do you mind staying in the video with us?
Oh, no, of course not.
Okay, great. So actually, for those of you who are just joining us, hi. My name is Kayti Buehler. I am a licensed midwife in San Diego. I'm actually going to take this off, Elise, because I want to show you the next trick. So, as you'll find, I am a huge advocate for your partner being really helpful to you during your pregnancy. Like, you're carrying the baby, they can do a lot of support. Welcome, Mallory Jones. So what I'm going to show you next is something you can only do if you have a partner, available to you. This video, I believe, will be up on TikTok, so you could also show your partner later. Fast forward to this part and show them and have them do this with you because it just feels so dang good. Okay, so go ahead, Elise. I apologize. Can you go down and do hands and knees on the floor?
Yes.
This is going to be tricky, y'all. We didn't practice this ahead of time.
I should have got my stand for you.
Okay, so this is Elise on her hands and knees on the floor. How are we going to do this? This is cool. All right. Hang in there with me. So I'm going to take my beautiful scarf or bed sheet, whatever you have that's long enough for you to do this with. Oh, and some of you saw this in the baby positioning video. So I'm going to wrap this beautiful piece of fabric over Elise's belly. And people are always asking me, when can you start this? I mean, again, you can start this whenever you darn well please. Some people start this, for sure you should start it by 32 weeks because that's when the baby's starting to get a lot bigger, ligaments are starting to really work very hard, and you really want to make sure that everything stays soft and comfortable. So we're going to do that. I know how we'll do this. There we go.
Oh,
okay.
That's a much better.
Yeah. Okay. And now this is the part where your partners are really going to have to learn something. This is every partner I've ever worked with. They go like this, right? They hardly put any lift into it. No. I need you to let your back go, Elise. Yeah. Elise should do nothing. Needs to stay on her belly. Got it? Did I get it?
Oh, there we go.
Got it?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to lift and sift. And so she doesn't have a very big belly, so the thing is sliding. But when the more pregnant you get, the better this feels, right? Because again, we're taking the pressure out of your sacrum, taking the pressure out of your back, and lifting it for you, and then softly jiggling. The hardest part for me or the partner is that this is a lot of weight. Like I can only do this for like 2 minutes because it's just really heavy, which gives me so darn much appreciation for what y'all are doing all the time. You're carrying this all the time, and I carry it for 2 minutes, and I'm like, oh, I'm tired.
It's a little different.
Yeah.
We'd be sad if we had to carry it in our arms the whole time.
Yeah. That's true. Okay, so that's one more thing. Thank you guys for still sending likes. It really encourages me. Okay, Elise, I'm going to show you guys the next one. So, by the way, those of you who didn't already sign up for the 5-day challenge online, if you go to the link in the bio, you can still sign up for the 5-day challenge. And if you do that, each day has its own handouts. So this is a beautiful handout. That way you can put it up on your fridge, or you can put it up in your bedroom to remind you of the things. Tomorrow when we do sleep, there's a handout for sleep. When we do cramping and swelling, I've got really great resources for that. So excited about this, genuinely. So please sign up for the 5-day challenge, and that will get you all the handouts so you can remind yourself. Hello, Nikki. Okay. This one we're about to do is really not going to make a huge difference for you until you're probably a good 28 weeks.
Okay.
Elise, this is her 3rd baby. So, right?
Yes.
So maybe for Elise, she'll start feeling that this is helpful earlier, 26 weeks. Just depends on how big she carries and how much strain she generally has in her back. But okay, so this next one, like I said, maybe 28 weeks and beyond. You have your partner stand against the wall.
Okay.
And then you come to late, and it's nice because usually if you have a male partner, they're bigger than you. And Elise, obviously, I'm smaller.
I'm gonna squish Katie.
She's gonna squish me.
It'll be okay.
But
have a safe word or something.
But in a perfect world, this is also a nice intimate moment with your partner. You get to feel their support, and what you're gonna see me do. But Elise would be able to put her head back on her partner, and that's gonna feel really yummy. So come back, and then I'm gonna put my hands underneath her belly, which is super tiny right now because she's only 17 weeks. And I'm just going to lift. How's that feel?
It still feels good.
It still feels good, right?
It always feels good, yeah.
I know, because we like to be touched, we humans.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I won't rest my head on you so I don't smother you. It's still nice though.
I know. Okay, and then when I'm ready to let go, or when Elise tells me she's ready, I'm gonna very gently let the belly go down, right? Because if I just drop it and she has 7 pounds of baby in there, that's not gonna feel very
That
good.
won't be nice.
So be sure if you're showing your partner this, like, be sure that you tell them to gently let go. I've seen
like it's a baby.
like
Don't
it's a
drop
baby,
the baby.
and it's your love. It's the person you're in love with. So but a lot of guys, guys generally, like they have it and they're proud of themselves, and then they like drop it.
Spike the football.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Okay, thank you so much for the encouragement. You don't even know. It's really awesome. Thank you. Okay, more back pain and pregnancy tips coming right up. Again, we have 15 minutes. I think we're going at a pretty good clip here. We have 6 minutes left, I think. So cat-cow. Do y'all know cat-cow already? Can I see some thumbs up in the chat? Or some yeses? If you don't know cat-cow, it's just an obvious one. Sorry, I know there's some obvious stuff, but like sometimes we need to be reminded of the obvious stuff. At least you know how to do a cat-cow, right? Would you mind demonstrating?
Sure.
I also wouldn't mind demonstrating, but you're cute.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice. So I'm the partner, so I'm just going to put my hand on Elise's back because that might feel good. And of course, Elise is going to tell me if it doesn't feel good. Somebody's like, ooh, yes. I can actually feel, so this is a thing, right? Like, if you ever decide that in your community you want to look into midwives like me, I'm a home birth midwife, a licensed midwife. If you ever wanted to look into midwives like me, like, as soon as I touch Elise's back, frankly, Elise, like, I can feel how tight it is. Mm-hmm. I can feel how much.
I have 2 toddlers at home.
She has 2 toddlers at home, and I know from our visits how much she's going through. So if I feel that in someone's back, I'm more likely to try to give them more recommendations about how to soften, how to be with that. Like, what else might she need? And to keep encouraging her to do the cat-cow. So, Elise, do a really deep, so go ahead and move your pelvis down. Oh yeah, up is fine first, yep. Sorry. Up, no, you're good. And then down, more. Yes, now, can y'all see? So the first one she was doing it without my coaching, it was kind of more flat, and now she's really got a lot of angle in there, and that's what you want. You want to really, really move your pelvis. So do it again. Yeah, y'all know how to do cat-cows. I know you know how to do this. Keep going, Elise. Hi, thank you. Yep.
I haven't done it in a while.
Oh, so she hasn't done it in a while. Why? Because we get busy. Because we are busy, because you all are mamas and workers, and you have lots of things to do. And if you want to help your back feel better, this is what you do. So very nice, very nice. Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful.
Yoga. It was perfect.
What did you say?
I said mandated yoga.
That's right.
Nice.
Yes, midwife orders.
Sometimes it's
yoga.
Necessary.
Can you film me for a second?
Yes, of course.
And so be sure to get obviously I'm going to do the same thing. So y'all, like, it's not necessarily in the back, like upper back that I'm talking about, although if that feels good, that's fine. What I really want you to do is make sure that you're really moving your pelvis. Can you see that? So it's not just the upper back. Really move your pelvis. And in 1 second, I'll tell you why that matters. But you want to get that pelvis going. And did it feel good, at least Yeah, absolutely. It feels really good. So the reason to move your pelvis like that is that, again, all those ligaments, all of the soft tissues in the back, even the hamstrings that connect up into our glutes and into our cervixes, shockingly enough, like all of those parts get moved when you do a cat-cow or do those pelvic tilts. So she says, good job, Mama.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate you.
Yeah, so nice. So when you're moving them, you're creating hydration, you're creating fluidity, you're creating lots of space, and all those things are going to help with your whoever that is. Real aside, like, you love me. I appreciate that. Thank you. So yeah, like, so that's what you're doing. You're creating lots of space, lots of fluidity, lots of movement. And really, it's just a matter of taking the time. Okay, and then the last big tip. Where's the pen roll? The last big tip, chiropractic. Sorry, it's not something you can do for yourself, right? But the thing with pregnancy is, I believe you're supposed to be, it kind of forces you to do things that you couldn't do for yourself. I have a philosophy, and that's that pregnancy is a time that's designed to cause you to lean on your community. Because then what happens is your community gets integrated with your child. And there comes to be a natural, like, I owe you, you owe me, that starts to get really implanted. So anyway, believe that or not, chiropractic for your back is honestly like maybe the most pain curing thing you can do. I know lots of good chiropractors. You want to find someone in your area who specializes in pregnancy. That's really important because how they adjust you makes a difference, whether they can put you on your belly, all those things. So if you need a little encouragement to get chiropractic, here it is. I've had so many people tell me that I had chiropractic before, it didn't feel good, I didn't like how they did it. Well, not every chiropractor is going to be your perfect match. So if you don't like that one, find another one. There's going to be somebody out there that you'll like.
I had a chiropractor that I actually loved, but my adjustments pre-pregnancy versus when I was pregnant were completely different too. Like, he didn't do the major popping exercises. There was no twisting or anything like that. So, and he was well versed in it. He had 4 or 5 kids and had adjusted his wife through the whole pregnancy. So
yeah, so like lots of experience also yields a really good set of tools. Mm-hmm. Also a reason to hire a midwife, because what we do, as Elise can attest to, is provide lots of experience and tools to help pregnant people feel better. So before I sign off, because we're coming up to our 15 minutes, if you have any questions, put them in the chat. Real Sai is saying, real good job, Mama. Great job.
Thank you.
I want to just tell you the purpose of Sea Midwives. I invented it. I'm going to keep at it until it's successful. I believe that the way that midwives do our work in this country should be the norm and not the exception. Like, we give amazing care over an entire childbearing period, and also in well person care. So I think it should be a norm in this country. Insurances should be paying for it. Doctors should be on board for it, because they're supposed to be doing the high risk, the difficult, the medical births. And we're supposed to be doing the normal, needs lots of support, needs lots of encouragement, needs lots of hip support. Oh, great. Somebody's from New Zealand, where midwives are the lead maternity carers for everyone that's pregnant.
That's awesome.
Exactly.
Wow.
Really, I can't read without my glass, GGP69. Really, like, it's a big thing in the U.S.
That's
the
what
U.S.
we can do for headaches.
I will answer that in 1 second. The U.S. is really different than the rest of the modern countries, and even the non-modern countries, in terms of not having midwives as the lead maternity care providers. And New Zealand, I am here to change that. I'm among a motivated group of women who and carers. Okay. Yeah, I totally agree. Thank you. Okay, what can I do for headaches? Can you put more in the chat about headaches? And also, that is a good reminder to tell y'all again, I'm doing my very first online course. It starts at the end of this month, and it'll be live and interactive. Like, we will be looking at each other on Zoom. And so you'll have a chance to ask all your questions, and I'll just have so much more context to answer your questions. I can't just come on TikTok and tell you how to solve your headache, because I don't know what's causing it. So I'm happy to try, though, if you put it in the chat. Elise, anything you want to say while we wait for that question to come in?
I guess just touching on midwives being the norm and that not being the case in the U.S., I would actually argue that in a lot of ways, I don't know about midwifery necessarily, but definitely home births are heavily discouraged. And someone like me who has known this will be my third home birth, and I've had to fight for each one as someone who is lower income. So it's frustrating, and it's something that, I would love to march behind Kayti and help change as well, because ultimately it's less of a burden on taxpayers and on the state, and it creates, I know so many people with birth trauma too, and I am so blessed to say that I have 3 beautiful births, or 2, excuse me, I'm already projecting. I know I'll have 3 beautiful births, and they were all beautiful, incredible experiences, and I just want that for more women and want to hear less traumatic stories, I think.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the ways that we teamed up, Elise and I, was her telling me how extremely great her first 2 births were, and then telling me about how it is to say that to other women. It's tough, right? If you had a great birth, you might not feel comfortable sharing that with people who've had birth trauma. And so one of the things that Elise and I will be putting together in the next year is like a workshop or an online course or something. Like, how do you share your great birth story? And then how do you, So how do you share your great birth story? And also, how do you talk about birth in an empowering way in a culture that in general, doesn't talk about birth in an empowering way? So I'm seeing that Deja Wins has access to a whole team of midwives. Wow. And speaking of lower income, was blessed to find a birthing center who takes Medi-Cal. That is the ticket.
That's incredible.
That's awesome. The ticket. I'm so happy for that. Deja Wins. It's really, really something kind of unique and not always easy to find. So I'm really happy for you.
That's awesome.
Birth centers are such a good way to get great midwifery care and have it be covered by your insurance. So awesome. Okay, we are past our 15 minutes. Please go sign up for the 5-day challenge link so you can get all the handouts, and consider taking the course. If you're interested, I'd love to see you there. I'd love to get to know more of you and answer questions like things like what can I do for my headaches? All right, we'll be back tomorrow at 12:30 to talk about sleep. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. I don't know how to turn it off.
Turn the whole phone off.
I guess.
I was going to bring it.
Wait, I think we're still live.
Grab it. We're still live?
Swipe to close.
Oh.
Swipe left to close. Okay, looks like we did it. 30 minutes? Oh, what time was our appointment supposed to be? 1?
1 was our original appointment.
Oh, so we were really over. Oh.
What time is it?
Well, it was only supposed to be 15 minutes, and I was on for 32.
Well, it's kind of the energy I bring to the table.
That is true. That is true.
I can take responsibility for that one. I'm going to run to the restroom really quick, but I forgot a mask. Nobody saw me come up here, but do you have one I can throw on really quick? I've got a paper one.
Yeah, this ugly, nasty thing if you want it. Elise, you are getting views faster than 99% of hosts with a similar following.
Wow.
Hot damn.
I love your page. I always go visit your page.